morning, everybody. Mark, aka the Ministry Dude. I want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. Do you know that most people take better care of their car than they do their health? I mean, I'm a perfect example of that. I always change the oil in my cars, I check the brakes, I make sure the tires are good, the fluids are full, check the oil, radiator fluid, change the thermostat every couple of years, 2 or 3 years. Oil change every 3 to 5,000 miles. But yet, I neglected my heart and my body. I had a heart attack. See, that's the problem. There's just so much convenient, easy food. Everybody wants to live the convenient, easy life. And they never really stop and think about their health because they're too busy chasing that almighty dollar. Well, let's start a little bit of a challenge, shall we? Starting today. Get yourself a little notebook and write down everything you eat during the day. Write down if you exercise or you take a walk. I mean, it'll only take you a couple of minutes a day to do this. And then let's see at the end of the week or even at the end of the day, every day, add up how many calories you took in, the carbohydrates, how much cholesterol, sodium, because cholesterol and sodium are the big ones. Because that's why my heart, I was lucky because my heart only had a minimal damage to it because they caught it in time. Because my arteries were so clogged up that I don't even know how I was walking around, to tell you the truth. So let's all do this. Let's try this little challenge. We'll try it for a week and see just exactly what kind of foods we eat. Write down what you eat, what you drink, and then next Sunday we'll all compare and see where we are then. And maybe we can get us all a plan together and we can beat this heart disease stuff. Start eating some better foods. It seems to be it's a little bit more expensive to eat healthy, but I think if we look, we can find good healthy foods that are very inexpensive. I know eggs are out of. I mean, you need to go take out a mortgage on your home to eat eggs anymore. But I seen on TV yesterday, it was like what, $8 a dozen or something. That's crazy. And I seen something on Facebook this morning. Why is it like all these birds, like sparrows and hawks and seagulls and all these birds, never seem to get this bird flu, but yet, the birds that we rely on for our food source get it? Kind of something to kind of think about, isn't it? All right, let's get started with our Through the Bible reading, shall we? Here we go. March 2nd. This is from Numbers 4:3. Moving the tabernacle furniture and holy vessels. Kohath. A discrepancy appears to exist between this verse and Numbers 8:24, where the age of service begins at 25, rather than the 30 years of this verse. It is possible that a period of 5 years for apprenticeship was required because of the difficulty of the work. Numbers 4:5. When one reads this account, he is struck with the great care and gentleness to be taken when moving the articles associated with worship. There is also very severe punishment prescribed for touching or even casually looking upon these articles, the punishment of death. It is that anything having to do with worship is to be cherished and treated in the highest of ways. Exodus 40:17. The tabernacle is put into service. The eyes of the natural man will see in the following verses a boring repetition of tabernacle items and furnishing. The eyes of love will see something far different. The eyes of love will see a brand new building completed, portable in nature, with which to worship God. They will see that structure designed and completed on time, ready to celebrate the first annual Passover. the most sacred of all feasts given to Israel. They will see a system in place which every article has spiritual significance and special meaning which connects a man to his God. The eyes of love may want to weep and shout for joy simultaneously at the completion of this building program and implementation of its use. God's first method by which to worship Him. In 1475 years, the full meaning of this symbolism will be given to man in the form of His Son and His once for all offer for sin. That's what the eyes of love will see. Oh, today's going to be a short one. I'm going to read the whole thing today. Luke 9:13. Jesus feeds 5,000. Since the disciples had just been out at work for the Lord, He told them to satisfy their hunger. This miracle was a demonstration of His disciples of the incredible possibilities inherent in serving Him. John 6:9. What do you suppose the boy's mother had to say when he returned home and told her the story of what had happened? The reader may have noticed how differently John's account reads than Matthew's, Mark's, and Luke's. This evidence that John did not consult any of their Gospels when he wrote his own. The reader might also notice that there are no contradictions between his account and theirs. Yet he fills in details to the others do not. John is simply telling the story as he remembers it and is stressing those elements which stood out to him. And you will notice the amount of fragments left over. Is it possible that they ended with more than which they started? Here's the thought of the week. We're going to close with this. A faith which cannot be tested cannot be trusted. Warren Weiserby said that. Well, thanks everyone for watching. That's the whole reading for today. It was a short one. I went through the whole daily reading. So that just gives you an idea of what you can expect if you pick up a copy of this. So thanks for watching everyone. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And don't forget, let's start this challenge. Keep a track of everything you write down. Just keep track of everything, and then we'll compare it. Thank you for watching.